Hey guys, we're here doing some meal prep. It's not your boring meal prep with just chicken breasts, plain chicken breasts. We're gonna have chicken thighs with our chicken breasts because chicken thighs are more fattier and more flavorful, so you won't get bored with that plain chicken breast all the time. Alright, so when you get your chicken thighs, right now I have like a pound of chicken breasts and a pound of chicken thighs. Get boneless, skinless chicken thighs because you don't want to mess with them bones and them skins, right? So, but the one thing you do have to do is there's a lot of times fat on the chicken thighs, so you're just going to want to cut that off with a sharp knife. Just cut most of the gross fat off because we're not trying to get that much fat, just a little bit of fat, you know? So, that's the first step. So, I've been getting my cast iron pan hot. You can see it's kind of smoky, so it's kind of maybe too hot, but you always want to heat your pan up first before you put any of your cooking fat or oil in there. And you want to try to get your meat out to room temperature before you cook it because it'll be a lot easier to cook and it'll be a lot quicker. But today and most every days I cook most of the stuff that we eat in bacon fat because it's delicious and because contrary to popular belief, the plant fats may not be as healthy for you as they were once thought. So I just usually put a good chunk of bacon fat in there. And if you don't have a cast iron skillet, you should buy one because it's the greatest thing ever. So this might be a little hot, but it'll buff. I just won't cook it as long in the pan. I also have my oven preheated to like 400 degrees. So in here we're just gonna get a nice sear on the chicken, both sides, and then put it on a sheet pan and plop it in the oven for a little bit to finish it off. Alright, so we got all of our thighs and breasts clean from all the really big pieces of fat. So now what we're going to do is we're going to season our chicken breasts. Right here I got Celtic or Celtic, depending on where you're from.
I think it's
sea
Celtic.
salt. You think it's Celtic?
Yeah.
Well, I know it's the Boston Celtics, but like it's the Celtic Sea, right? But this salt is like higher in mineral content than other salts like kosher salt, so it gets you a little bit more trace minerals. It's probably a little bit healthier for you. So we're just gonna liberally get some salt, and I'm not putting a lot of salt on. It's just really hard to get out of the thing because it's like wet because it's sea salt. So Joe will get a close-up of how much salt is on this, but it's not too much. But as an athlete, salt is good for you because, as you know, muscles. And then I'm gonna put this, I have this smoky Southwest seasoning that I made, but if you don't want to make your own, you can get some like Fresh Jack Smoky Southwest that we use a lot. But if it's like a lot of meat, I'll just get like I'll just make my own. And then, so I'll put it on there. And chicken breast is really boring, so you want to kind of coat it a lot on there, and it'll be fine. It'll be really delicious and cool. Listen to this sear. That's what you want. That sound. And you should always put things away from you. I put it towards me, but you should always put things away from you. You can season your second side while it's in there because you want to season both sides because flavor is good. Or you'll get bored with your meal prep and you won't want to eat plain chicken all the time because it's disgusting. Each one has been on for about a minute. Another thing is you don't want to overcrowd your pan. You want to keep, like I could have fit like a lot more into the pan, but you don't want to because of math. So that's a nice sear on the outside of my chicken thighs. That's nice. Makes the flavors nice and good. It's been cooking for about a minute, so I'm just gonna put them on the sheet pan. And these aren't done yet, so don't think this is the last step, but see how it's not done in the middle? We're gonna just finish them in the oven. We just wanted to get a nice sear in the pan. And that one looks really good right there, that one. So I'm just gonna do this with the rest of the pieces of chicken, and then we'll put them in doubt. Add more bacon fat if your pan doesn't have enough in the thing. Bacon fat is good and good for you. All right, so we got all the chicken seared. Look at all that juicy goodness. So we're gonna put that in a 400-degree oven. Hopefully nothing's in this oven. We're good. Put it middle. Probably check on it in about 10 minutes, maybe flip them, maybe not, I don't know. I usually don't follow a recipe or anything, I just kind of do things. But
you're
so now
you're telling the people a recipe though, so what would you do?
Yeah. I would put like 10 minutes and then I'd check it. Remember, chicken is done at 165. Let me confirm that. 1 second. Alright, so the safe internal cooking temperature is 165 Fahrenheit, or for you Canadians, 75 degrees Celsius. So we have a thermometer, we'll plug it in there, make sure it's all done and safe so you don't get salmonella. So our chicken has been in the oven for 10 minutes. Ooh, that's hot. It's 400 degrees to be exact. Oh, look at all that juicy goodness. So we're just gonna take this. This is actually a candy thermometer, but who cares? And you're gonna wanna put your thermometer in the fattest part of the chicken. And if you had bones in your chicken, you don't wanna touch the bone with your thermometer. So we can see that this is nowhere close to 165. It's not gonna get there. So we're gonna put them back in the oven for another, I don't know, 8 minutes. Does that sound good to you guys?
That sounds good to me.
Man, shut up talking to me like that. These are gonna be done, I have a feeling. Look at that. Look at that. We'll go into the same one. We'll go in the middle. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. You probably can't see it. Oh, those are done, Bray. You'll want to let these sit and cool off a little bit, but if you really want some really good chicken, you'll stay tuned for Taylor's tip of the week. Is this thing on?
Yep.
Alright, so Taylor's tip of the week. Everybody loves shredded chicken more than having to cut it with a knife, because that's annoying. Because you can put shredded chicken on tacos, you can put it on sandwiches, you can put it, just eat it out of a bowl, you can make a little Tex-Mex Chipotle style bowl, but no one wants to sit there with a fork and go for an hour to shred up all this chicken. So what I'm going to show you today is that if you have a stand mixer, which if you don't, I recommend buying one because they're awesome. You just put some chicken into your stand mixer and then cut it on low at the beginning and then just speed it up, and that will shred your chicken quicker than anything else in the world. Look at that. That's unbelievable. Look at that. On the Food Network, they always tell the people on the next Food Network start to taste their food after they eat it, so I'm gonna do that. I got a nice little, look at this little sear on that little pulled chicken with a little sear on the outside. That's probably a breast. It looks like a breast. That's really good, really flavorful, and that's never gonna get boring. You can put that on some tacos, some sandwiches, eat it with some green beans or something,